What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here once again for number 6 of the playoff previews. Number 2, Toronto now versus number 3, Tampa. I assume this will be one of the more viewed videos of all the, if any are viewed. But 50, 21, and 11 for 111 points for Toronto, 46, 30, and 6 for Tampa, 98 points. Tampa does not look great. They didn't look good at the start of the season, and they didn't look good near the end of it. They have played a lot of hockey in recent time, the last 3 years. They've been to the three straight finals, winning 2 cups in return. And Tampa's going to be tired. So, actually, that might be a factor, motivation and, I want to say freshness, but and I'm not even going to put that as a factor because we said Tampa was tired last year and they ended up winning. So, it's a rematch from last year. I forgot to mention Boston, Florida. Their last time they met was 96, so it was kind of outdated. These two teams met last year in the same place, 2022 first round, and Toronto was up 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2. They lost in 7 once again. If they do lose this year in 7, I'm quite sure the city might burn. If they lose this season, I think the city would be disappointed. There's no excuse for them to lose this series. I'm just going to say that right now. There's no excuse for Toronto to lose this series, but we'll go through what they have. They're second in the Atlantic, 4th in the East, which means they're 4th in the league because that's how it is when Toronto's good. Tampa's 3rd in the Atlantic, 6th in the East, 13th in the league. Goals for, Toronto has 279 against 222, differential plus 57. Goals for, 283 for Tampa, goals against 254, and goal differential plus 29. Factors for both of these teams. Depth and motivation for Toronto. They brought in a lot of depth at the deadline. They gave off Sandin and Engvall, some younger players. In exchange, they got O'Reilly and Lafferty, McCabe, Achari. Thinking of some other ones in my head. I feel like there was another more. I can't off the top of my head right now. Of course, for let's add a question mark right here because I thought of it. Matt Murray is a question mark because he's injured. Would he start anyway? I think Samsonov would get the start anyway. For Tampa, you have Vasilevsky and you have Brian Elliott. Those are 2 good goalies. Vasilevsky is arguably the best goalie in the league still. Although Sorokin, I think, has claimed that title for this year. Actually, no, what am I thinking? Allmark has claimed that title for this year. He came out of nowhere this year. But Vasilevsky versus Samsonov, whoever you put in net for Toronto, unless it's Sorokin, Allmark, or Shesterkin, I'm not sure if they can compete with Vasilevsky. So Tampa gets the goaltending. I wasn't going to put experience down, but I thought Toronto has been in this situation way too much. They have enough playoff experience. For meetings, these teams have met 3 times this year. On December 3rd, 2022, in Tampa wins 4-3 in overtime. On December 20th, 2022, in Toronto wins 4-1. On April 11th, 2023, in a game that resembled a war, Toronto ends up getting the win 4-3 in Tampa Bay. Be back in a moment. Sorry about that. But yeah, so Toronto takes the season series 2-1. And yeah, there's no excuse. Both of these teams have their stars. Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander. And on the other side, it's Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Hedman. Point had 50 goals this year. Kucherov had a fantastic season, 100 and something points, 113, 111, I don't know. Marner had 99 points. Nylander almost had 40 goals. Matthews did have 40 goals. It's going to be a tight series. I think it's going to go down to the wire once again because it's Toronto. However, Toronto should win this series. Toronto absolutely should win this series, and that's who I'm breaking all the rules of time and physics and gravity and whatever BS I can just say out of my mouth right now. Toronto should 100% win this series, and I have them winning this series against Tampa. That's going to be all I have for you guys in this preview. Only 2 more previews to go in the East, and then maybe we'll do bracket today. Maybe we won't. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.